On the first day of school, the government handed out spirit beasts based on grades. The top student, our class president, instantly picked an SSS tier beast, a 9-tailed fox. And me? Dead last in rankings, I got stuck with an S tier polar bear. Not long after, an apocalyptic ice age hit. I'd bonded with the polar bear, so I shared its talent skill, cold resistance. But the president's 9-tailed fox never got a chance to grow. It froze to death on day 1 of the apocalypse. Desperate and freezing, the president teamed up with other students to ambush my bear and cooked it into a hot pot right in front of me. I was so furious and heartbroken, I coughed up blood and died. When I opened my eyes again, I was back on the day we got assigned our beasts. Just as I was about to grab the bear like last time, the president suddenly yelled, ran up to me holding a white fox cub, and shoved it into my arms without asking. Then she snatched up the polar bear sitting alone in the crate. "You take the fox, I want the bear." The whole class stared in shock. Even our homeroom teacher frowned, clearly not happy about this. You gotta understand, this white fox had the purest bloodline out of all the beast cubs sent this time, with ancient bloodline purity at 80%. Way stronger than some polar bear with only 20% purity and a trash tier species. The teacher warned, "Liu Ruyan, choosing your companion beast isn't a joke. This affects your entire future growth ceiling." Liu Ruyan bit her lip, eyes all watery, playing the saint. "Xiaoyu needs this white fox more than I do. I get good grades. No matter what beast I bond with, I'll cultivate fast. But Xiaoyu's cultivation talent is average. If he bonds with a bear that has such a messy bloodline, his whole life is ruined." Liu Ruyan's little speech got a round of applause from the class. The teacher nodded approvingly. "Liu Ruyan, the most important thing in cultivation is your Dao heart. You have a pure and selfless heart. Even if your beast is a bit weaker, your future is unlimited." Then she frowned at me. "What are you waiting for? Say thank you to Liu Ruyan." I blinked and held the fox out. "No thanks. Trade back. I actually like that bear." Liu Ruyan's eyes flickered with panic. She hugged the bear tighter. "Xiaoyu, you don't need to test me. I genuinely want to trade with you. I wasn't buying it." I stepped closer, angry. "Give me the bear back!" Before I could finish, something bit my right hand. I looked down. The white fox had bitten me. Bright red blood dripped from the wound. The little fox stuck out its tongue and started licking my skin, all tingly and warm. The white fox had bonded with me on its own, and not just any bond, a life and death blood pact. My classmates booed me. "First you say give the fox back to Liu Ruyan, then you rush to bond with it yourself? First time seeing someone this two-faced." The fox passed out after bonding with me, eyes closing as it fell asleep. I heard all the gossip around me, my face turning red. They had no idea I genuinely thought this trash white fox in my hands was useless. After being forcibly bonded by the fox, I could only endure everyone's eye rolls and sulk back to my seat. Only I knew the truth about this desirable white fox. In half a month, it had become completely worthless. Wait, not just me. Liu Ruyan knew too. The moment she gave up the fox and fought me for the bear, I knew she was reborn just like me. In my past life, Liu Ruyan chose the fox, and I got stuck with a bear nobody wanted. Then half a month later, the ice apocalypse hit and the world plunged into -50 degrees. The noble-blooded white fox needed way more time to mature than other mixed-blood beasts, so when the apocalypse came, it was still a useless baby that could only drink milk. Froze to death on day 1. But my polar bear, after careful feeding, had already reached adolescence. At -50 degrees, the bear shared its talent skill, cold resistance, with me, and I became the one person in the apocalypse who wasn't afraid of freezing. Liu Ruyan totally lost it. She tried multiple times to get my bear to break our bond and become her companion beast, but the bear refused. After getting rejected repeatedly, she snapped. She told others that eating bear meat would also give them cold resistance. So on a supply run, Liu Ruyan teamed up with others to kill me and my bear. We became their food supply. I looked at the bear with worry. In my past life, the bear and I were so close. Never thought this time around Liu Ruyan would steal it from me. I could deal with losing the cold resistance skill. I just felt bad for the bear. Would it have enough to eat and stay warm with Liu Ruyan? But then I saw the bear looking back at me. Our eyes met, and the toy-sized little bear blinked at me twice. Not once, not 3 times, exactly twice. My heart jumped with joy. 2 blinks was a secret signal between me and the bear from my past life. It meant, don't worry. The bear was telling me in its own way, it was reborn too. Realizing this, I gave Liu Ruyan a good luck with that look. Just because the bear looks honest and gentle doesn't mean it actually is. This bear? Total wolf in sheep's clothing. As the bear and I were silently communicating, something warm suddenly latched onto me. I looked down. Turned out my useless, good-for-nothing but pretty fox ancestor had woken up. "I'm not useless," a proud, childish voice rang out. "Man, stop looking at that white-furred ugly thing." I poked the little fox with my other hand. Are you talking, little fox? The fox huffed proudly and lazily rolled over in my arms. I thought I shouldn't call it fox. I should call it Your Majesty. I'm Ling Wan. Man, you can call me queen if you want. I poked its head. Kid, who taught you to be this cringy? Up on the platform, the teacher was explaining how to draw contract formations. Most contract beasts are naturally prideful, so usually humans have to initiate the bond. I froze for a second. If I hadn't seen it myself, who'd believe that I got force bonded by a noble white fox? Ling Wan, why'd you bond with me on your own? Ling Wan said with disgust. That woman stinks. Liu Ruyan's the school beauty. So many guys chase after her saying she smells nice. Ling Wan's voice was indignant. They're just blind. Can't smell how disgusting her soul is. I teased. What about me? The fox in my arms buried its head against me, voice a bit awkward. You're okay, I guess. Sweet. I suddenly understood why Ling Wan forced a bond with me. If someone tried throwing a piece of cake into a pile of crap, anyone would panic. When I got bored, I'd mess with the fox's ears, squeeze its belly, and eventually I couldn't resist going for that big fluffy tail. They say you can't touch a fox's tail, but this was just a kid, so obviously I had to mess with it. The second my hand touched the tail, Ling Wan's whole body went stiff like it got shocked. The white fur started turning pink. Stop it, man, you're being a pervert! It looked exactly like a little spouse getting taken advantage of. I blinked innocently and pulled my hand back, immediately deflecting. Kid, get your mind out of the gutter. Ling Wan got so mad its eyes teared up. It turned away and refused to talk to me. Meanwhile, in class, Liu Ruyan finished drawing her contract formation first. Her face lit up with joy as she initiated the bond with the bear. The contract formation surrounded the bear, spinning rapidly. Inside the formation, the bear channeled its spiritual energy and secretly altered 2 strokes. The formation quietly changed from an equal contract to a master-servant contract. Except the bear was the master and Liu Ruyan was the servant. This was a formation the bear and I discovered together in some ruins during training. Never thought the bear would use it now to trap Liu Ruyan. After successfully bonding, the bear shot me a smug look. I secretly gave it a thumbs up under the desk. Moral of the story, never mess with the quiet ones. Suddenly a sulky voice exploded in my ear. You're a bad man. What did I do? I casually pinched its soft cheeks. You touched my tail, then you're making eyes at some other guy, and it's that white-furred ugly thing. Ling Wan got more upset as it talked. I let out a quiet sigh. This one's a jealous little princess. After everyone finished bonding, the teacher handed out cultivation supplies. I kept 1 spirit stone for myself and fed the rest to Ling Wan as snacks. 19 spirit stones got crunched up like potato chips. Before we even left the classroom, my supplies were gone. My classmates stared at me in disbelief. Is Xiaoyu insane? A whole week's worth of cultivation supplies all fed to the fox. Did he even listen in class? Doesn't he know spirit beasts have slow growth cycles? You can't rush feeding them. Those supplies are mainly for us humans to cultivate with. Such a waste to give him that fox. Even the teacher frowned. The teacher warned. Certain students should pay attention. Spirit food is distributed monthly in limited quantities. If you waste it, the school won't give you more. I obediently replied, Yes, teacher. Honestly, in my past life, I was pretty generous with the bear's cultivation resources. Most students split it 4-to-1 with their beasts, but I always went 50-50 with my bear. I figured if we're partners, we should split everything equally. But even with the bear, I was never this generous. Not only did my classmates think I'd lost it, I thought I was losing it too. Because I suddenly remembered, the fox bonded with me using a blood pact. With a normal equal contract, if one side dies, the other's unaffected. But a blood pact is different. Blood pacts mean life and death together. If the fox freezes to death on day 1 like in my past life, I'm dead too. So right now, this ancestor's life matters more than anything. For the rest of class time, find your own spot to practice. I carried the fox toward the door. When I passed Liu Ruyan, she suddenly blocked my way with her body. She whispered so only I could hear. I know you're reborn too. This time, I'm the one who gets the bear and cold resistance. I smirked. Well, you better survive then. Liu Ruyan's eyes gleamed with triumph. With the bear, I'll definitely survive. As for you 2 wastes, just wait to die on day 1 of the apocalypse. The fox in my arms lazily cracked open an eye, looked at her, lifted its butt, and let out a loud, stinky fart. Liu Ruyan's composure shattered instantly. She screamed and backed away several steps. Fang Xiaoyu, are you sick? Get that stinky fox away from me! I laughed and walked off holding the fox. Spirit food was a bottomless pit. Finding enough supplies became a real problem. I tugged on the fox's fur while thinking. Then I remembered. In my past life before the apocalypse, the media exposed a small spirit vein. Based on the timeline, no one should have found it yet. I rushed over with the fox. When I got to the general area, I discovered Liu Ruyan had beaten me there. She's a rich family's daughter. Her connections and resources aren't something a commoner like me can compete with. I stood at the edge of the spirit vein, watching helplessly, as Liu Ruyan led over 20 guys excavating the vein. The fox curled up in my arms, staring at block after block of glowing spirit food being dug up. It swallowed hard, drooling. I covered the fox's eyes. "Don't look, kid. The spirit food here is low quality. Let me take you somewhere else to beg for scraps." I held the fox and kept looking back as we walked away. Just as we were about to leave, a shocked voice suddenly rang in my head.